Hello guys, I will explain to you today the components of the jet engine. So it looks pretty complicated, but it isn't. Yes, I will just say some sentence to the jet engine. This is actually a gas turbine. It sucks in air with this compressor. It compresses the air and then mix it with fuel, combust it, and the hot gases will get out and create thrust. And this is actually a Brayton cycle. So that's a real internal combustion jet engine. So the components are a gas bottle, the fuel bottle, the pump, the battery, and the potentiometer. So you can see three lines here. That's the main fuel line, the gas line, and the oil line. So yes, this engine gets oiled because it has bearings. The bearings are the only components with friction. That's why they need oil. This fuel is diesel and it's mixed with 5% oil, and you can see it goes through the filter, through the T piece, and from the T piece to the main line for the combustion to make this engine run. But it also goes through this part, through a restrictor, and a little part, like 5% of the whole line that comes from here, from the filter, 5% goes through the oil line because of the restrictor, because otherwise it would be too much oil. So it's just gripping in front of the bearings. And the other 95% goes to the main line, which drives the engine. But what is this? This is the gas line. So yes, here's a gas bottle. You need gas to initially start this engine, because diesel is very hard to ignite. You can't ignite it with a little spark plug or a little glow plug, but you can ignite it with a hot gas flame. So when I initially start the engine with the blower to make the rotor rotate, I will add a little gas and burn the gas with the lighter from behind. And then it's running on gas a little, and then I will inject the fuel, and the hot gas flame is able to ignite the diesel fuel. And after I hear that the diesel is burning, because you can hear it and the RPM are increasing very high, then I will turn off the gas bottle. So you just need the gas for the initial start, but it's running on this fuel oil mixture. You can see here the pump, which is driven by this LiPo 2S battery, and the potentiometer in between, so I can regulate how much fuel will go to the engine. Why? Because this can, the potentiometer can variate and tell the battery, hey, I need just 10%, 20%, 30% from the battery, and give it to the pump. So you can restrict the power of the pump with the potentiometer, which means you can restrict the fuel, which means you can restrict at the end of the day the power of the engine. So this potentiometer is my, you can say, gas throttle from a car. So the pump gets the power from the battery. From the one side it takes fuel, it pumps it through the line, which is probably too long, through the filter, through the T-piece, into the main line and the oil line, and here's the gas line. So yes, that's pretty much it. Little conclusion. It has three lines: fuel, gas, oil. Gas is separately for the initial start. It runs on diesel fuel. It also probably runs on petroleum or vegetable oil or motor oil or waste oil. And I'm mixing a little bit of oil to the diesel, so it can run through here, through the restrictor for the bearings. And yes, I can increase or decrease the RPM by setting up the power of the battery and tell the pump, hey, you only get 10% of the power or 20% of the power. If you have more questions, leave it in the comments, like the video. And if you want a new video where I explain everything like very detailed, or explain detailed how this jet engine works, just tell me. Oh yes, a little thing. Here and here I'm measuring the temperature, which is very important. temperature, hot gas temperature is like a very critical thing. So that's why I'm measuring it and observe it during operation.